Welcome back to Radio Taiwan International. You're listening to Geek Out. What's your cup of tea, tickles your fancy, or floats your boat? Join us as we share passions from people in Taiwan and around the world. I'm your host, Michelle Chang, and today in the studio we have a very special guest. We have Dennis of Fun Divers.
Hello there.
What are we geeking out about today?
Well, I just like going underwater and then looking at fish.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
I joined a couple of dives now with Fun Divers TW.
Yeah,
Is that the official name? Yeah. Please introduce yourself.
Dennis. I grew up in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. That is actually where I started diving.
Really?
Yeah.
You started cold water diving?
Yeah, 18 years old, just went in and it's like, oh, this is great.
Wow. Because, you know, I'm a part of a few Facebook communities where we get to talk to many people around the world who dive, right? And watching people do cold water diving, that's pretty hardcore with the dry suits.
Well, when you're maybe like 18 years old, you probably don't think as much as you would.
Oh, that's
you just kind of like jump in and just take it as it comes, I guess.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I actually didn't use a dry suit. I used double wetsuit, 7 mil wetsuit. Yeah.
Okay. Double 7
yeah,
mil.
so
How
you'd
did
wear
you
like
get in there?
you'd wear like two pieces. One in the inside be like a long john, and then the outside be like from the thighs to your wrists.
Wow.
So your chest is 14 mils, but your legs and arms are 7.
Okay. So what was the water temperature out that way? Ish.
Very cold. 8 to 12, something like that.
8 to 12 Celsius. But yeah, we've had a few episodes about, water sports related, fun times. But diving has come up repeatedly because I have been on my own personal diving journey. Only recently. I only got certified last year.
Okay.
So,
that's not too long ago.
Yeah. And I've been just full steam ahead. Went to Thailand on a liveaboard and then got advanced certified, and it's just been like every single chance I get.
Wow, liveaboard already, eh?
Yeah.
I just went on my first liveaboard last December.
Oh.
And I've been diving since.
Well, we're not going to reveal age. So. We were actually having a conversation, me and a few other divers in the last fun dive, about how old you might possibly be. Everyone landed on maybe mid-30s.
Somewhere around there. A little higher.
But I do definitely believe that if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And it, affects how you look.
Yeah.
Dennis looks
definitely
very young, just so you guys
know. Part of it's genes. Part of it is, I've never really gotten into like a really stressful job, like with a boss, like screaming down your neck and or office type job where it's like extremely boring. So I've always done what I've liked, so I should say. Nice.
Although that's not to say that that running a dive company isn't stressful, I would imagine.
It can be.
It can? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us about Fun Divers.
And there's actually a lot of office work involved as well that you wouldn't believe.
Because, diving, as fun as it does sound, to go to the ocean, jump in and go look at some stuff, there's actually a lot of administrative paperwork around it because it can be potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
Certification is required.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, please don't dive if you haven't been certified and gone through an educational process, unless you are with a Discover Scuba event tour.
A tri-dive kind of like
a tri-dive.
Yeah. So but then you'd be like on site usually, given some instruction, tell you to how to do the basic skills and what not to do as well.
Yeah. And it's usually with it's almost one-on-one or one-on-two if you do a tri-dive.
Yeah, any more than 2 is not safe.
Exactly, because they got to be watching you like a hawk.
Yeah.
So, Fun Divers Taiwan is, I believe you said, the only English-speaking foreigner-owned dive company.
Yeah, we're Taipei's first foreigner-run shop.
Nice.
Yeah, so myself and my business partner, Billy, unfortunately he couldn't come today, but... yeah.
That's all right. When did you start up the company?
2013.
Oh, so...
It's about 11 years-ish.
Right. Yeah. Congratulations on your 10th anniversary recently.
Yeah. It's been a fun ride for sure.
Yes. I'm actually very curious. When you first started up, I would imagine it was just the two of you?
No, actually, I was by myself. And like literally it was out of my living room.
That's how a lot of businesses start.
Yeah.
You know, you got to reduce your overheads, right?
Mm-mm.
So you decided to start this company, and then you would have just, I would imagine, a handful of clientele you would take out for fun dives.
Yeah. Usually small groups at the start because, the mostly Taiwanese at first, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had to teach in Chinese.
Oh.
I haven't done that for a while now, but yeah. My Chinese is not the greatest, but I can get by.
I feel you, because my Chinese was not the greatest when I first landed in Taiwan. So it takes some time to develop enough language skill in order to teach in the language. So when did you start to see more foreigners?
Probably not till the 5th, 6th year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, something like that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because culturally speaking, diving hasn't been a terribly popular sport for Taiwanese people.
Yeah, well, I think it is, for those people that did take the course, Taiwanese are a very group kind of oriented kind of culture.
That's true.
So, if somebody likes something, they will speak about it to their friends. Word of mouth gets through pretty fast here.
I love how they form, just for example, Facebook communities where it'll be divers of Taipei, and then they actually make friends that way, and they do group activities. It's cute.
Yeah.
Because the vast majority of divers that I know have 1 foot outside of Taiwan somewhere. So expats mostly.
Yeah, more recently, it's been like predominantly foreigners and expats. So
yeah, that last fun dive, we were at a boat dive.
Yeah.
Were there any locals? I don't think so.
I don't think there were, no.
Right, the whole boat was English speaking.
No, Sandy was.
Right. Her English was great though.
Yeah, but I didn't talk to her too much, but she may have had some time overseas because her English was great. Yeah.
So some kind of influence from outside of Taiwan.
Yeah.
Where do you take people in Taiwan?
Well, there's just depends on the season, I'd say. If it's the summer months, spring, summer months, then we go to the northeast coast mostly.
In Chinese, we call that 东北角.
So that's anywhere from like Keelung City, or down to
Turtle Island,
Yilan-ish kind of area. So, of course, if there's a request, we can still go to the south to Xiaoliuqiu or Kenting or something like that.
Yeah, there are also for those who don't know, audience members who don't know the layout of Taiwan, there's several outlying islands. So we have Green Island, Orchid Island, or otherwise known as Lanyu, and the Penghu Islands, although I haven't been out that way yet.
Actually, recently, one of our students just went there, and he just came back from the trip yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I should ask.
Yeah, he really enjoyed it. Penghu's, where you dive, is a national park. So actually, of all of Taiwan, there has the most fish. Yeah.
Because it's protected.
Yeah.
No fishing there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and you get some big ones like you wouldn't see in a lot of the other sites.
Nice. Well, it is spring summer right now. So we are primarily, or you are primarily diving the Dongbeijiao, the northeast coast.
Yeah.
What, I guess, sites within the northeast coast are most popular?
We often will go to a place called Bat Cave. That's kind of like our home base. It's great for
beginner divers.
Yeah. Open water to advanced as well. Getting into the water, you have to climb over a little bit of
but that
rocks.
was actually pretty easy compared to some shore entry that I've seen.
But I mean, the actual entrance into the ocean is very gradual. It's kind of like a boat ramp. And then it's a gradual descent as well.
Yeah.
So it starts with like 2 to 3 meters, and then it gradually goes deeper. But
yeah,
so
there's
it's
not much
great
current
for open water. Yeah, very little current. Flat sandy or rocky bottom. Further out, you get great stuff for the more advanced divers. So that's that one. But just north of that is what's called Secret Garden. Not so secret, but
the government has actually started restricting access to it, right?
Yeah, well, they make a registration process to it now. So before anyone could come in, but now you have to apply at their website and register your name and show that you are a diver with a certification. So they
that's
don't,
great.
yeah, they don't allow non-certified divers in the water.
Oh goodness, that's.
Yeah.
I wish more governments would do that with more sites.
Yeah, yeah. It's good because it restricts the amount of people in there. And so, because some of the sites that we do go to, there's just too many people.
Mm-hmm. And then there is a safety issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So what is the diving like in Taiwan for our international listeners who may have been elsewhere?
Surprisingly, it's a lot better than you might expect.
Right?
Yeah.
People don't, when they hear Taiwan, they don't really think about diving.
No, nobody does really. Yeah, most people think Thailand.
Yeah,
right?
right. Or Australia
Yeah.
for the Great Barrier Reef or something like that.
Yeah.
But please come dive Taiwan. It's actually pretty cool. I was down in Xiaoliuqiu, Lanbai Island,
Yeah.
and it's covered in turtles.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a turtle sanctuary there.
Mm-hmm.
So, how turtles are, they'll lay their eggs and they come back to the same beach, right? A lot of them end up staying and living there as well. So, like, you can literally, in one dive, see like 10 turtles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's covered. Like, I think my dog has even seen a turtle down there because we'd go to the beach, right? And they're just in very shallow water, hanging out, eating some algae or something, and you can see them from shore.
Yeah, yeah. You can snorkel and see just as many as diving. It's great.
But it is very cool to go a little bit deeper. I believe there's a couple of wrecks down that way. that are
Yeah,
pretty
many
cool.
actually. There's 8 wrecks.
Worth it.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your company, Fun Divers Taiwan, certifies people. What services do you offer?
I am what's called an IDC staff.
Okay.
Billy is an open water scuba instructor, so we're certified to teach. I'm certified to teach up to assistant instructor,
Oh, wow.
and then
okay.
Billy's up to dive master. So anywhere from try dive beginner to dive master.
For those who are curious and don't know definitions, let's kind of explain.
Okay.
So a tri-dive or a discover scuba is you have absolutely no experience whatsoever, but perhaps you can, swim a little bit. And an instructor will teach you the very basics of equipment usage and technique and kind of like help you get a taste for it.
Yeah.
Get a taste for it. But you're not actually certified if you've done a tri-dive or discover scuba.
No, not at all. Right. So you can use that towards your certification.
Yes.
So if you do continue and take the first course, which is the open water course, then that would count as one of your 4 dives.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So open water divers, a lot of people will shorten these to OWD whenever you see these, acronyms in chats and groups. So open water diver, let's define what this certification means.
Okay, so once you are certified for that, you'll be good to go for as deep as 18 meters.
60 feet.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do the translation whenever you do that. Go
Okay.
ahead.
This allows you to go to dive anywhere in the world. If you walk up into any shop, they'll show your certification. They'll ask you how many dives you've done. Sometimes when's the most recent dive. Usually they'll put you in together with your same cert level. Let's say you do the advanced open water cert, which is the next one. Then you're allowed to go down as deep as 30 meters.
Otherwise known as 100 feet. I think the key word here is open water, advanced open water.
Yeah.
Because it means that if you look up, you can see the surface. Is that how it goes? Like
open water
cavern-wise?
means natural big body of water, ocean usually mostly.
Yep.
But
I think that also means that you are not yet certified for a lot of the more technical diving, such as cavern or cave diving.
Correct.
Or wreck diving, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So you can actually go to a wreck and observe from the outside, but you cannot enter it.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah.
So what's the next step up from advanced open water?
Then would be rescue. This is a great course to take for your own safety and the safety of others who are diving with you. So you learn how to deal with in water emergencies.
I'm actually this would be the next step for me. I'm curious for this one. Like for example, if you have an unconscious diver underwater, it teach you how to deal with that.
Yeah. So you learn how to take them to the surface, give them rescue breaths, and take them out. Yeah, and give CPR eventually. So
that actually it's pretty scary, but it is.
It happens sometimes, but it's a very small percentage of people.
Of course.
Yeah, so I mean, it's much more dangerous driving a car than.
That's actually how I like to put it, right?
Yeah.
If you think about the number of auto accidents or just walking down the street pedestrian accidents, they are more than diving accidents.
Yeah. So the main thing with diving, of course, it can be dangerous, but there are rules and guidelines. That's why you take the courses and stuff and learn the skills that you need in case of an accident.
Yep.
And so as long as you are following those guidelines, it's actually pretty safe.
Yes. I think we should asterisk this, underline it multiple times, is if you are certified, you are taught the correct procedure, and if you follow the guidelines that you are taught, then it actually is quite a bit safer than a lot of people think.
Extremely enjoyable as well.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm so addicted to this. And I do have to say, it is the most costly thing I have ever been addicted to.
Yes, it is a bit expensive, but you're relying on, number one, the guide to bring you back safely. So they've put a lot of time and effort to move up in ranks and get experience enough to navigate and take care of others. And
you are also relying on equipment
as well, so you have to maintain that equipment as well. You have to do regular maintenance on what they call regulators.
This stuff is required to live underwater.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's well maintained.
Exactly.
Yes, quality equipment. So above rescue, now what's the next step?
Then would be the dive master.
Okay.
So a lot of people get this name wrong because it has the word master in it. So they think that they're more qualified than an instructor. But in actuality, it's actually the instructor's assistant.
I see.
Or just the guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
What additional skills are you learning on top of rescue?
Well, rescue, they repeat some of those things, but more importantly, you're learning how to guide people, take care of people, set up a dive site, get people and their gear and set it up, and tell people orientation about the site. And
so you may not be an instructor, but you're definitely a guide above and below water.
Yeah,
that's cool. Please tell us, all the listeners who are kind of on the fence of whether or not they want to try scuba diving, why should they do it?
I think a lot of the people that have tried diving and enjoyed it, they feel like it's extremely relaxing.
Right? That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
It's actually meditative.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so quiet down there with the exception of breathing.
Yeah, but the main thing is, if you have anything that you have worries about on land, maybe job or personal life or whatever, that you're so focused on diving often that you don't even think about that stuff, and it just goes away for that moment that you're underwater.
You leave your worries on land. And while you're down there, it's just such an alien environment, and you're so floaty. It's like you're flying. So it's
as similar to being an astronaut and much cheaper, I'm sure.
They actually train divers in pools, right?
Yeah, they do.
Sorry,
to
actually
have
train
that environment. Yeah,
they actually train astronauts in pools. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah.
It's the closest you get to be in space.
Yeah. Well, if you do a night dive, it's even more.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
I was actually really scared in the beginning because it is pitch black.
Yeah.
The water is really dark. You just have to work up the nerves to get in, and it's very cool.
Yeah. So as long as you have a strong enough light, you can see everything well.
In the area where we were diving, actually, there were those bioluminescent something in the water, plankton.
Yeah, plankton. Yeah.
And we had coordinated before we got in that we were going to be silent for a moment, or not silent, but dark for a moment, lights out, so that we could see. You would move your hand through the water, and you could see it light up it's amazing.
Yeah, in Taiwan, the plankton here glows green.
Ooh, very cool.
In some places, it glows kind of like a bluish purple.
Do you do international trips?
Yeah, we do. We just recently went to Tubataha, Philippines.
That was the liveaboard you were on. Yes.
No, actually, that was the first one. Was in December. We went to Raja Ampat, Indonesia.
Yes.
The reason why I've been kind of hesitant to do liveaboards is because actually I do get seasick as well. So I was a little bit worried about being on a boat for several days.
Did you do okay?
Yeah, that one was fine. We did go to Simlins in February.
Yeah.
It was a little bit rougher there, but Tubataha was excellent as well.
Yeah. Liveaboards are great because you can get around to the more remote islands without, having to endure a speedboat ride or something.
Yeah. So you actually live on the boat, as name liveaboard kind of implies. And often they'll take you to like the better dive sites in more remote places. And the food is fantastic.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
How do they make that on a boat? I don't know.
I know, right? Excellent cooks.
Right. So if you listeners are looking for a dive company or very capable dive guides or certification, then look no further than Fun Divers Taiwan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me on Geek Out today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And thanks, listeners, for tuning into Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang, and I'll be back next Thursday with another episode of Geek Out.